Welcome to another episode of the Metal Queens podcast, where we amplify the voices of women who are pushing heavy music forward and bending genres along the way. I'm Steve Richards. Today's guest is Atara, vocalist and co-creator of the LA-based alternative hard rock duo Plastic Rhino, a band that's never been afraid to evolve, disrupt, and rebuild. From their Craigslist beginnings to international radio play, film festival wins, and recording at the legendary Real World Studios founded by Peter Gabriel. Plastic Rhino's journey is one of resilience, reinvention, and raw creative power. Atara, welcome to the Metal Queens
Thank
podcast.
you. Thank you. That all sounded amazing.
All right, I'm going to
Like,
start
oh
with
yeah,
the
did I do all
I'm
that?
going to start with the name Plastic Rhino. Where did that come
Mhm.
from?
Really, we made two category lists of random words we liked, and we just crisscrossed until we came across one that we really liked. Plastic Rhino. It stuck. We liked it. It felt good. We wanted an animal in the name. At the time, a lot of people were doing animals in their name, so we were like, let's do an animal with something else, and it just worked.
All right. Well, Plastic Rhino famously began, as I mentioned, with a Craigslist ad. What was it
Yes.
about that first meeting with Jack that made you feel like this wasn't just another project, but something worth committing to long term?
We just shared all of the same musical values and appreciation, and whatever bands he knew of that I didn't know, he showed me, and vice versa. And but it was honestly, I grew up on prog rock, progressive rock. My parents were huge prog rock fans, so just meeting anyone that had any slight knowledge of what prog rock was like a miracle in itself, especially when you're in your 20s. And he knew all about prog rock, so I was kind of like, okay, well, this guy knows his stuff, so that's a win. And then the rest is history.
Early on, your music leaned into 90s female fronted alternative garbage, no doubt, Veruca Salt. What about that era still resonates with you today as an artist?
Oh, it's such an important uh, era of music because so much in that era was new and exciting, grunge obviously, but also all the female fronted bands were doing such cool innovative things, and they actually finally had the platform to be able to do it, and they were being respected and people were giving them an opportunity. And the 80s, I felt like it was so pop, and a lot of the female fronted rock bands and hair metal, like there was literally none, slim to none. And in the 90s, I just felt like women had a lot more opportunity to actually share their music and share that they can rock and they can rock heavy and that they, have something to say. So yeah, I love that era of music, and I think it's so important, especially for women in rock.
From Let's Begin to Recondition, your vocals became noticeably grittier, a little more aggressive too. What changed for you personally or creatively that allowed you that heavier side to come out?
Honestly, I just a figured out I could do it. like, having a voice as your instrument is really interesting because it evolves like every couple of years, and all of a sudden you can do things that you like couldn't do before, or you're like, I'm going to try that. I heard that in a song. I want to try this and see if I can do it. So yeah, I suddenly discovered that I can add grit to my singing, and I can I started to work on like fry screaming and the Cookie Monster screams and stuff, and like trying to do that without hurting your vocal cords, obviously. And so yeah, it's just like that kind of started it, and then it's just grown more and more with our every new song. We try to implement it more, and then our newest song that's coming out in February. Uh, there's so much fry screaming in it. I'm so excited to drop it into the world.
What's the title of that song?
Dark Horizon.
Dark Horizon, that'll be out on February 25th.
Mhm. Yes.
You have been very open about Plastic Rhino hitting a plateau, leading to a long hiatus. How hard was it to step away, and what did going solo teach you about yourself as an artist?
It taught me that A, don't be afraid to do things on your own. And B, like it definitely improves uh music, your music ability, writing by yourself, um, and trying new things that you wouldn't normally like try in a band situation or in our duo situation as it was. So I felt like it was really important to go solo and get really creative and touch on a lot more genres of music that like I wouldn't really be able to do in Plastic Rhino just because they're more pop and prog and Plastic Rhino, we're trying to hone our sound in, to a particular alternative hard rock sound. So that's what was so nice about going solo was getting to experiment a little bit more.
Where did you grow up? And was music big in your house growing up?
Oh, massive. Yeah. I always say MTV raised me. Ever since
Mm.
I can remember, I was dancing in front of MTV to all the music videos. I was obsessed with music videos, like obsessed, like Michael Jackson, Thriller. I would watch over and over again.
Mm.
My dad said that I would just walk around the house singing and dancing all the time since he can remember. So yeah, big musical family. We went to so many shows growing up. Got my very proper prog rock education growing up. Saw a lot of prog rock bands. Um, and then, as I got into my adulthood, I was able to see more bands that I was feeling more the vibe of the heaviness. But my dad was very prog, and my mom was more into the heavier stuff. So she was the one that was kind of like introducing me to the Nine Inch Nails and the Marilyn Manson and the
Mm.
System of a Down. She was always into that heavier stuff. So definitely grew up in a very well-rounded music house of proper rock education for sure.
Did you grow up in the LA area?
I was born in LA, but I lived all over, and then I moved back to LA in the end of 2010, pretty much 2011. I re-began my LA journey as an adult, but
Mm.
I was born in LA. Yes.
During lockdown, the songs for Terminus seemed
Mhm.
to just pour out naturally. Why do you think that painful, uncertain time, Atara, unlocked so much creativity for you and Jack?
Um, yeah, it just time, having so much time um, to really like sit in on these songs. Like that was probably the most time we ever spent actually writing songs and working on songs because we had it. No one was doing anything. So we were just every day going to our friend Tom's house and writing new material. We wrote so many songs, a lot didn't make the album, and it was just really fun to escape that reality in music for sure.
King became a huge turning point. Spotify placement, radio airplay out in LA, film festival wins. When did it hit you that Plastic Rhino was entering a new chapter?
Um, yeah, King was really the breaking point where I was like, okay, uh, we actually finally wrote a song that people like. As sad as that is, because I really like all of our older stuff too. But yeah, just you're finally when you write a song that like people can listen and vibe on and actually give you good feedback on, it's really nice. It's a really nice feeling because you're like, okay, I did something right that time. Great, because with every song, you just never know what people's reactions are going to be. Like, is this the song? Is this going to be the one that like breaks open the doors for us, or are we just gonna keep being this little indie band that gets a couple listens here or there? So it was really nice that King was finally that song that like really opened up a lot of doors for us and a lot of new listeners and a lot of momentum, and we've been definitely keep writing that, trying to keep writing it at least. But yeah, it's nice when that happens for an indie band that's unsigned to a label and has no support from anyone or anything. So
DIY.
yeah, definitely DIY. Yeah.
You guys recorded I Rise at Peter Gabriel's Real World Studios. It's a dream for many artists. What did that environment unlock creatively that you can't really replicate anywhere else?
You cannot. That place is pure magic.
Mm.
There's just something in the air, in the walls, in the rooms. It's so creative. I can't even like try to explain it. It's like you just have to go and experience it yourself. Like even non-musicians feel it because this producer camp that they have twice a year that anyone can apply to, by the way, is just, a very small amount of people get in, but they want everyone from all over the world to come try it out. And you don't have to be a musician necessarily if you're working radio or like on a different music path. They still want you to come and just experience it, and like see like how your creativity grows from it, because it really is the most creative space I want to say I've ever been in, the most amazing studio I've ever been in. Something in the food, something in the water, I don't know. Incredible place.
Plastic Rhino now blends hard rock with EDM and dubstep elements, especially on Take It All. Great video, by the way, for Take It All, the
Thank
80s
you.
theme. That comes back to your MTV watching videos past that
Absolutely,
you
yeah.
have. I know. Now I know. What
Yeah.
excites you about refusing to stay in just one lane?
Yeah, I think as musicians, you should always be exploring new themes, new sounds, new genres, and never be afraid to try things. And definitely Plastic Rhino, we're very much that kind of band. I think we both have ADHD, so we both get bored very quickly with what we did in the past, and we're like, nope, don't want to do that again. Let's move forward. So yeah, Take It All. We tried a whole new direction. We added some EDM elements, some dubstep elements into that final breakdown of the song, and we thought it worked great, and people seemed to really like it. Germany loved it, as they should. We got a lot of plays in Germany, so it's really nice to see that.
Yeah, Tara, how important is humor and visual storytelling to the Plastic Rhino universe?
Yeah, we're definitely silly with our music videos. The new music video coming out is actually serious. It's our first serious one. We decided to change it up. But before, we just always found that like you can't take yourself seriously, especially in rock and roll. I think too many people take themselves seriously in rock and roll, and it should be fun. Like all the other genres of music, you shouldn't take yourself seriously.
We lost Ozzy Osbourne, of course, back in July over the summer, and you covered Black Sabbath's "Hole in the Sky." What does
Right, yeah.
Ozzy and Sabbath mean to you personally as a front woman in heavy music?
Oh, I mean, Ozzy is the god of metal, pretty much. Black Sabbath created that metal sound. They're the forefathers of it. Without them, who knows what metal music would have become. So we were always very inspired by Black Sabbath, very inspired by Ozzy Osbourne. Jack grew up going to all the Oz Fests, and that's where like he found his calling to become a musician, was at the Oz Fest. So yeah, when we lost Ozzy, it was truly heartbreaking, and we really felt like we needed to do something in honor of him and in honor of the legacy of music that he created. So we did a cover of a B-side song that not everyone knows, but it's also the highest Ozzy has ever sang.
Yeah.
Everything else is a lot lower in tuning. And so I thought, actually that works perfectly for my vocals. We should try it. And it's high even for me. Like it was, I was like, wow, I can't believe Ozzy used to sing this high. But yeah, it felt really like, it was something that we had to do almost.
Yeah, it's a great cover. Check it out, "Hole in the
Thank
Sky"
you. Thank you so
by
much.
Plastic Rhino. So, new single dropping on February 25th. You got some
Yes.
showcases coming up. What excites you most about the future of Plastic Rhino, and what else can you tell us about tour dates this year?
We are doing a show March 7th in honor of the single release. It's going to be right here in Los Angeles. We are open for tours. We are trying to go to Europe and tour in Europe because we have a lot of fan there, and especially in Germany. Thank you, Germany. So we are trying to get over there. Again, though, when you're an indie band and everything is DIY yourself, it's definitely a little bit harder. But we're definitely gonna focus on that being a big thing that Plastic Rhino does, a small tour in Europe.
Well, we've had a lot of German artists here on the Metal Queens podcast and a lot of German fans watching. So,
Oh, great.
um, all right. So, a lot more to come from Plastic Rhino. Atara, what's the best thing about performing live?
Oh, I mean, I hate to be that cliche, but it is literally like a drug. It's the best feeling. It's just this euphoria high. Like sometimes I'd say to people all the time, like, what happened? I blacked out, like when I come off a stage, because it's just like when you let everything go on that stage and you are just free, like it's the most freeing feeling, and just performing is just so incredible. It's just the most amazing feeling. I can't, if you haven't tried it, absolutely try it, because it's there's no other feeling like it.
Plastic Rhino is proof that evolution is power, vulnerability is strength, and heavy music has no boundaries. Make sure you check out all of their singles and keep an eye out for this new one coming on February 25th, too. Follow Plastic Rhino everywhere. Support independent heavy artists as well. Atara from Plastic Rhino, thank you for joining me here on the Metal Queens podcast.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for watching. Like it, share it, subscribe to it, write a review. We're on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple. And thanks for watching. I'm Steve Richards. I'll talk to you again next time.